Hello, good people and data analysts, and welcome to the next edition of Should I Join a Data Bootcamp series. Today, we're going to be talking about what is a data bootcamp and a history of data bootcamps and where they came around. Now, before we get started, my name is Greg and I run Data Independent, a learning platform for data analysts all over the world. And as a part of this, we're doing a free 30-minute session giveaway, which is really just we're going to jump on the phone and I'll answer any questions about your data career, an analysis you have, a project, a visualization, anything you want. More information on that in the description. Now, let's jump in for it today. So, what is a data bootcamp? Now, this may be a little controversial, but really, data bootcamp is a trendy word for a learning program focused on data analysis or data science. Now, let's break it down. Data generally means you're going to be doing analysis or data science of some sorts. Bootcamp, that's the most trendy word of the two, and really it means learning program. Think of it as a course. Think of it as really a course or a learning program. Now, there's different flavors of data bootcamps, which we'll talk about more in depth later, but there's self-study. You could do an in-person bootcamp. You can do an online bootcamp. You can do a bootcamp that is, call it a week long. You could do one that's 12 weeks long. And sometimes people even call boot camps ones that last for an entire year. So there's many different flavors that you could dive into. Now, let's talk about the history of data boot camps for a while. So I went to Galvanize's data science boot camp, and this was in April of 2015. And I believe it was only their sixth cohort. And when I say sixth cohort, it means the sixth set of students that came in through the program. Now they're on something like 200, 300. I don't even know what number they're on. But before that, this was one of the first data science programs out there. Before that, there was a program called Zipfian. And now Zipfian was started by two awesome founders. I encourage you to look them up. And they had the first data science bootcamp from my understanding. So if this was, I believe this would have been late 2014. Now, boot camps weren't necessarily new at the time, but they weren't focused on data. The boot camps before this were around mobile engineering. So if you want to create an iOS app, full stack engineering. So if you want to create web apps, and I believe there was more back end. And so kind of like database and server management and API management and things like that. But so since then, since those first boot camps came around, what's happened is that universities have come around with boot camps, and sometimes you'll hear a certificate, a data certificate in there as well. There's a ton of master's programs, a ton of online learning, and really it's your job as a potential student to find out what is going to work best for you and your learning style. If you have questions around that, I'm happy to answer any more. Please just leave a comment in there. So those are the two big questions we wanted to cover today. What is a boot camp and the history of data boot camps? Now, this series is a part of 18 other questions that we're going to go over. How much does it cost? Is it worth it? What do you learn? What are the tools you need to know? How can you prep beforehand and all that other good stuff? So subscribe, follow along, and check out the rest of the answers to the questions. Thank you.